Option number 3, B, C. Option 3, C. A third, if you...
Previously on AMC's The Walking Dead.
We've experienced trauma from digital marketing. We have digital marketing trauma, in my opinion. We did digital marketing before in the past, and it hasn't fully worked
the way we wanted it to.
And then it seems like, okay, so we have a different direction. We pivoted. We're trying to cast a wider net, so to speak. It seems like we're still experiencing the same results. The data that I'm seeing wasn't data that I was seeing before. And so I think that you have like a pretty good handle on the activity and what's going on with it. But I think we're just experiencing trauma. And the question that I think we should be asking is like, when do we know that what we're doing isn't working? And that's the question that we had last time. When do we just make changes? And then what would those changes even be?
Last time, we tried to generate email leads and put them into the sales funnel. You know, we got like 900 people. It worked. It's just that they were all the wrong types of people for what we were trying to do. For this run, we're starting to get a lot more impressions than we have been in the past few weeks. It's learning, we're getting more clicks. It's working in the sense that there's activity happening, but it's not the activity that we want to see. Does that mean give up? Does that mean pivot? Or does that mean wait?
My gut is telling me to wait because it feels like it just hit the stride with the interactions that we're getting.
Yeah, the weird thing though is like with something like this, like we can tweak things immediately and measure the impact. So like every week I make a change and then measure it. And every week we've seen improvements. So then is it just that we need the right sum of changes in order to make the thing work? How do you know when to do something when something's not working? And then what do you do after?
Talking about it and collaborating with you about it and having you like verbalize like, oh, this is what I'm looking at and what I'm doing and I'm thinking about doing this. I think that that's a really good technique to get unstuck, is to bring other people into your stuck.
What do you do when you feel stuck? We're accountants. We're in financials every day. If something doesn't match up with the way it should be, the bank is saying something different than QuickBooks is saying. There are moments where you can really easily get stuck. For whatever reason, you go onto YouTube, you search how to get unstuck in your business, and then you watch this video. How's it working out for you? There are 3 things that I think you can do to get unstuck, whether it's in your business, in your job, or just in life. We're dealing out life advice here on NGMI.
I'm now a life coach.
Option 1, give up. Option 2, let's say that there's a problem that you're trying to solve and you've spent hours on it, you've spent days on it, maybe weeks or months, and you can't figure it out. There's something wrong, but you don't know what it is. You know what the best solution for that is? Take a break. When I was first starting Amarlo, I was trying to figure out how to blend this product of business advice and kind of coaching and this other aspect of how to help people understand what's going on inside of their business. It feels a little ridiculous to admit it, but I would sit and I would write out all of my thoughts. I would pour over books. I did a whole master's program in which I was trying to think how to create something, a business that would do this for other businesses. And there were certain points where I felt so stuck. I was so sure that there was a solution there, and I was this close, but I could never figure it out. I just didn't know how to blend the two. By taking time away from the problem I was trying to solve, I let my mind work. And sometimes these giant problems, or maybe tiny problems that you're struggling with, just need a little bit of time to marinate in your head before a solution arises. Psychologists have found that your brain will actually work to solve problems in the background as you go about your regular life. It can actually make different connections and therefore work towards solving that problem without you actually directly thinking about it. I realized that we needed to be an accounting company. It hit me. I all of a sudden understood that pairing this financial aspect with the advising aspect, that's what accountants are able to do. And thus, here we are. We can see that our brain makes connections when we just simply step away. So if you feel stuck, take a break. Because you can't solve things when you're too stressed to think straight. If you don't want to take a break, or you're feeling like you're too good for the sunshine, you're too good to go touch grass, fine, I get it, but you need to ask for help. We can bring in someone with an outside perspective to help us fix it. We see this all the time in our business, and Austin actually does it constantly with me. Just inviting in someone else to think about the problem that we're stuck on allows us to process information and work together towards a solution. Just talking about it out loud helps you understand your own thoughts on it, and then it helps you to make different connections and see different pathways forward. And this happens when there's a complex financial problem that I don't know how to understand or solve. Austin can come in and just look at the problem and understand better how to think of it. And when Austin and our team are trying to figure out how to do something with our clients or how to interact with them or what to say, asking me the question too can help us think of better solutions and really to solve the problem that we get stuck on. You just need to bring other people into your stuck. You know how everybody always talks about how they think quicksand was gonna be like a bigger problem in life than it actually is? They haven't ever been an accountant, I'll just say that. Finally, not every problem is black and white. There's not always an answer to our stuckness. Even if we've taken a break, even if we've brought other people into our stuck, we might just still be stuck.
Word becomes sound. What's that called again? Semantic satiation.
A lot of the big problems in running a business are actually a part of the journey between success and failure. It's just that we don't always clearly define the variables that we have. Success and failure are a spectrum. We don't always see massive failures where we lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. Instead, we see little things like losing a client because of miscommunication or not clearly communicating what our brand is about. So if we're stuck on a larger existential problem, identifying what the success outcome is supposed to be and identifying what failure might look like, both of those things allow us to find out where we are within our journey. For right now, I need to be able to generate more leads in our business to make more sales and have a profitable company. Success to me looks like 15, 20 leads a month. Failure looks like no leads a month. I'm at around 5. I can then measure the impact that my attempts are making on my progress. For example, if I'm trying to do digital marketing, I see that I've gotten 2 leads in this month. That's more than I did last month. You see, that attempt, it pushes me closer to my success point because I know exactly what I'm looking to do and I see what I don't want to happen, and then I've been able to make a small attempt at pushing the needle forward. If I can identify what's pushing us forward in those small little amounts, I can then use that and work to expand. I might feel stuck for a little while, but it's probably because I haven't given it enough time. If I allow myself to give it that time, I can then see more clearly the effect that I'm having, either positive or negative, on my journey to success. It often feels like we're gonna be always stuck between success and failure. We can combine asking other people about their experiences and bringing other people into our stuckness. We can take breaks and know that our brains are processing things in the background, creating new ideas or new ways of thinking for us to be able to solve our stuckness. And finally, we'll identify where we're at, where we're going, and how we're going to get there. Ultimately, becoming unstuck. It feels a little ridiculous to admit it, but I would go to YouTube, type in how to create quicksand, 35 minutes later, normal, regular sand. I was this close